Hey, Dave.
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
What have you been up to?
Nothing. Just playing some Castlevania. Why?
Oh, nothing. Just been wondering why, all throughout the week, in my room...
Which is also my office.
Yes, your office too. Why have at times the walls begin to bleed?
It's not that bad.
Not that bad. Okay. Then why also on the toilet I was taking care of business and came face to face with a floating severed head.
I bet that cleared the pipes.
Hey, you got jokes! Flying dishes! Shadow people? Whatever the hell that thing was in the guest room. And last night while sleeping, I got Dan Aykroyded.
How is that a bad thing?
That's a new one. Dave, what on earth or beyond is going on around here?
Well, from what I understand about ghosts, the more you interact with them, the more they interact with you.
And just what made you think this was a good idea?
It's likely a side effect of the game that we're going to be talking about this week, in which you play a ghost.
Let's get this over with. It's freezing in here, but not when I stand over here.
This week's game is a classic cartridge cavalcade of creepy comedy from 1993 for the Sega Genesis or Megadrive called Haunting, starring Polterguy.
Polterguy? What, was Mantasm already taken?
Yeah, they really missed an opportunity for Danny Phantom here.
Well, we can't all be geniuses.
Haunting is an isometric experience in which you play as the titular ghost, Polterguy, a cheeseball caricature of 90s cool who's as embarrassing as he is dead. The object is to scare the living daylights out of an insufferable family of rich sociopaths named the Sardinis.
Ah, like sardines. So they're smelly and gross and unpleasant.
Very much so. The game makes sure you know this with a bio of each Sardini which plays during the attract mode. There's Vito, a slimy businessman whose cheap skateboards apparently had something to do with your death. There's Flo, the mom of the family. She's basically a Karen.
There were Karens in 93?
There were, we just called them bitches.
Ah.
Next we have Tony, malcontent and I dare say heir to a mafia family.
Tony's represent?
Tony represent. And finally we have Mimi, whose hero is the inventor of DDT.
Jake the Snake Roberts?
No, they don't mean him. None of them are supposed to be cool. During gameplay, you move around the level which is the current house the obnoxious foursome resides in. When you find a member of the wretched family, you scare them by possessing household items using what the game calls frightums.
What, they couldn't call them scare tactics?
The scares themselves have a frightening amount of thought behind them. There's phantom dismemberment, angry snowball-throwing snowmen in the freezer, portals to hell, a scene from Hellraiser in the shower, and my personal favorite, the poop troll.
Look at him dive in there.
He's a hungry boy. And here he is tossing some logs. Clearly he's the sharing type.
He has a knack for spreading joy, like Typhoid Mary.
With each successful scare, you raise that Sardini's fear level. When their fear level gets high enough, they hightail it into an adjacent room. Or out the front door if you've scared them around the house enough times. Your success is when you raise their fear level to the point they run out of the house, never to return.
Are there any dangers or enemies inside of the house?
There's a couple. There's the family dog, a Chinese crested who can lower your ectometer with its bark and can lower the Sardini's fear level when he's in the same room as them. And there's ecto beasts who show up to collect any ecto that's been dropped after you scare a Sardini out of a room. You can beat them with your jump kick or with your spin kick if you can even get it to work, but you can easily avoid them by moving from room to room. The ecto-beasts don't seem to follow you into any room that a family member is in, so if that's completely the truth as I experienced it, you could use that to your advantage.
This game is a lot of character, and seems unique for its time. Who made this?
Well, the game was made by a little go-getter of a company that you may have heard of. Hey, Electronic Arts! Now EA Games. Remember those guys?
You forgot who you were. Made money on bullcrap and microtransactions. Pah! What's that green thing at the bottom?
Oh, that's what's known as your ectometer. It's like a timer for the living world / health bar. It slowly ticks down while you're moving around the level, and can be lowered by either the dog or an attack by an ecto-beast. You can refill it by collecting ecto-blobs that fall when you scare a Sardini out of a room or the house, or by using a spell which will fill the meter completely. Try as you might though, the ectometer will eventually run out, and that's when you get sent to the dungeon.
I presume this dungeon may be located under one particularly scummy family's yuppie abode?
I can neither confirm nor deny this. The object of the dungeon is to move around collecting globs of ecto that fall as in a pattern of sorts to move you towards the end of the dungeon. You can also collect red letters, I'm guessing in blood, representing the spells you can use in the living world while moving past different trolley traps to get to the end. This is the only part of the game where you can die, and it's where most, if not all, of the game's frustrating aspects show up. You get no attacks to defend yourself against grabby hands, coffin bats, steam vents, and the occasional sucking portal punch thing. The floaty, ghosty controls make it difficult to avoid traps, and the long-range jump doesn't help much. In fact, I've lost count of the times I've jumped into a trap while trying to avoid another one. The jump can also ricochet you away from a ledge you're trying to jump on, which I can't tell was done intentionally or not by the developers.
How about we simply say it's a bug that adds character?
No!
Ah!
No!
Ah!
A dodge roll or spin attack like the one you get in the Sardini's house may have helped out here. It just seems like the dungeon is designed for you to fail instead of making it a fun yet challenging obstacle course. Like they really doubled down on the fact that this was the only part of the game where you can lose.
Yeah, but if you die, you just start at the beginning of the dungeon or the level, right?
Nope. You die. That's it. You get a message from Polterguy, the credits roll, and it's back to the beginning of the game.
Oh, that ain't right.
Well, fortunately, the game is short. There's only 4 levels, and you can beat the game in about an hour. That's if you can get past the final boss, which is one of the most poorly designed boss battles I've ever played.
So in the wide compendium of games that have graced home television screens, is it one of the better ones?
In my opinion, it's definitely worth a playthrough, especially if you have the means to play it. These days it would be easier with an emulator, but if you have anything like a system that can play Megadrive games or Genesis games, then I'd say definitely track it down.
Cool. Go get it.
But if you want to go another route and have a similar experience just with a different presentation, you can look up Haunt the House. It's available for 99 cents on Steam, and I also think it's available on mobile too. Just Google it and you'll find it somewhere. You know, if they remade the game, it would be cool to see new dangers like an exorcist.
Yeah, or you could tangle with some copyright neutral but easily recognizable versions of a popular group of ghost hunters.
Yeah, or, you know, there could be one cool idea. Huh. All the ghost stuff stopped.
Huh. Yeah.
Cowabungas! Whoa, are you?
Who do you think, dude? I'm the ghost with the most. Polterguy.
Whoa, buddy, we've never had a celebrity on our show before.
You look different, as in time has not been kind.
So you're the reason we've had all this activity around here.
Totally to the max, dude. My way of saying thanks for playing the most coolest and excellent game ever made, starring me.
I have some notes that I wish to share with you, sir.
Why not? Knock yourself out, little dude.
Thank you. According to your side of the story, you were riding your skateboard, something happened due to shoddy nature of your skateboard, and now you're a ghost, correct?
That's the truth, my purple amigo.
Interesting, because according to the official police report, you were riding your quote-unquote cheapo skateboard through a poorly lit intersection with a clear don't cross sign signal, wearing all black in the middle of the night when you were struck by an oncoming vehicle. This is corroborated by several bystanders, including an eyewitness report from the owner of a nearby convenience store, along with video evidence from the store's security camera.
Well, that ain't true, dude. Vito Sardini paid those people off, so it looked like an accident.
And I might consider that if it weren't for the fact my research revealed there are no Sardinis. The family's name was the Gavigans.
Sardini, Gavigan, it's all the same, dude.
And that's where you're wrong, if not outright lying. The father, Milo Gavigan, was a prominent cabinet maker, designed wine cellars, and despite how you tell the story, never had a bad review in his career. They were a modest family of 4, and not the sociopaths you made them out to be. However, after you came into their lives, they were left broken and ruined with their whereabouts currently unknown, all because Milo made the simple mistake of turning down a poorly lit stretch of highway in November of 1990.
Well, I think you got it all wrong, dude.
Let me tell you what I think. I think your death was purely an accident, brought on by your lack of respect for the rules of the road and your massively inflated ego. Through some sheer, awful twist of fate, or possibly the devil, you were given powers far beyond what you deserved and used them to great effect and with malicious intent to drive a normal, law-abiding family to bankruptcy, homelessness, and madness. Yes, sir, madness! After succeeding in your misguided pursuit of revenge, you sold your story to Electronic Arts as some underdog tale of standing up for the little guy, when in reality it was far more Amityville horror than Casper, reaping all of the benefits and seeing no consequences. 4 innocent people have paid for it with their sanity, all because you couldn't let go, all because you're a self-important, irresponsible jackass.
Who is this guy, dude?
He's my co-host.
Look, I don't need this, dude. I'm a busy ghost. I canceled meetings to be here. You're lucky to even have me here.
Yeah,
I'm working on a first-person shooter. Real-time strategy. PC exclusives to the max, dude.
Yeah,
We're talking tons of projects coming down the pipeline.
I believe
I
you.
got connections, dude. One phone call to EA, and you'll never be allowed into the building.
Well, wait a minute, that won't be necessary.
Cha, dude. You dudes are marked. How about I leave one of my signature items here and wake you up in the middle of the night forever and ever? Like, totally wake
Oh,
up.
please don't do that, please.
You know what? Whatevs. You dudes are wasting my time. I'm gonna go back to my ghost mansion in the ghost Hollywood Hills with my hot ghost girlfriend.
Did you really have to do that? Now we're gonna be banned from EA.
Trust me, my friend. Any clout that guy had dried up a long time ago. Hey everyone, Bildo here. Popping in to say thanks for spending some time with us today. We hope you enjoyed this video. We're actually pretty proud of it, to be honest, and that doesn't happen all too often with us. We're our own worst critic, you might say. Don't worry about Polterguy. In reality, he's really cool and down to earth. We were worried he'd be offended at the idea of us presenting him as kind of a washout, but he loved the idea and is just really happy there are people out there still interested in his game. I guess he owns a few successful bars in the Houston and Dallas areas, and he's doing well for himself. Yeah. Anyway, if you like what you saw, please leave a like and subscribe. A dislike if you didn't, no biggie. It lets us know we're on the right track. Feel free to leave a comment below. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Bye.